people, hope you're all well. Western Rail Spot back with another video. Today I'm back, yeah, I know you can see it right behind me, it says it all, at London King's Cross Railway Station on the southern terminus of the East Coast Main Line. And I'm here today because I'm going to be doing what is called a trip report, something I've not done before. Oh, I might have done, but not fully. But this is officially the first one I'm doing. We're going to be doing it from starting here, King's Cross, going up to Grantham, which is only about an hour and 5 minutes, but more details will for this video. Like I said, you guys will to stick around, so let's jump straight into this video. Sit back, relax, and let's do it. As I previously mentioned, King's Cross is the southern terminus of the East Coast Main Line. King's Cross itself opened in the year 1852 and was operated by GNER, also known as Great Northern Railway. As of today, it is served by LNER, Lumo, Hull Trains, Thameslink, Great Northern and Grand Central, and is honestly one of the best stations every time I walk into it, and it always feels different every time, and obviously it can get pretty busy, especially during the rush hour. So, as I know, the East Coast Main Line is 393 miles, which connects London and Edinburgh. However, there are other lines that do go to Leeds, Lincoln Central, Inverness and Aberdeen. Here we do walk past some most amazing trains, including one of my favourite LNER Azumas, 801-207 in its beautiful Darlington livery. However, that was not my train. Today's train I was taking was 801-205. She's electric. I was going to be taking that 105 miles up the route, which was going to be working 1 Delta 06 from London King's Cross to Leeds. And as I said, 801-205. This is an LNER Azuma 9-car set, which was going to be taking me up to Grantham today, and I was going to be travelling in standard class. I will be showing you when I get on the train, which you'll see in the next clip. The first thing I noticed, interestingly, as I got on, walked past some of the carriages, a lot of them were pretty quiet in terms of the seat reservations, so this train was not going to be as busy since it was an early morning service. We were going to be departing London King's Cross at 8:10. The journey time for King's Cross to Leeds is about 2 hours 10 minutes. This train was going to be calling at Peterborough, Grantham, Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and Leeds. However though, as I've said before, I was only going to be going as far as Grantham, so one intermediate stop, which was Peterborough, and then straight off the train at Grantham. You can also see the electronic reservation system that these trains have. As we know, green is always means available, free for the whole journey. Orange is, yes, it could be available up to a specific station, and then red is fully reserved for the whole journey. Now we're on the LNER Azuma, the 0810, which is a 9-car set today. The head code is 1 Delta 06. There's only going to be 2 stops. One intermediate stop picture will be Peterborough in about 47 something minutes, and then Grantham followed on just behind. So yeah, like I said, I'm on a 9-car today, which is probably class 801. And then, yeah, the journey will be about an hour and 5 minutes. So I hope you all enjoyed today's journey. Sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the journey. Here we can see right beside me is the amazing 801-207 in its Rail 200 Darlington livery, departing London King's Cross and making the full 393 miles up to Edinburgh. My train was also going to be departing shortly, so get ready for the journey. Here we are now departing London King's Cross at 9 minutes past 8, so just 1 minute before 8:10. However, LNER trains do usually depart a minute or before their usual departure time. And as we are now leaving King's Cross, we will shortly pass through the Gasworks Tunnel and slowly start to pick up speed as we head towards Belle Isle Junction. For those that want to know, the Gasworks Tunnel is the major tunnel out of King's Cross Station. 3 parallel bores which carries 2 lines in each, so it makes around 6. There used to be only 4, but then they opened up the 3rd tunnel to help reduce delays and issues for other trains getting into, especially platforms like Platform 0, especially since it's right on the very end of London King's Cross Station. But we'll now start to pick up speed very quickly as the speed does start to increase when you are in the tunnel and as we'll approach towards Belle Isle Junction.
Here we pass Copenhagen and also passing a Thameslink local stopper service that is headed towards either Brighton or Horsham. And now, as you can see, we are starting to pick up the speed pretty quickly, as now we've passed Copenhagen and starting to head through Holloway and head through a lot of the smaller stations out of King's Cross that are in the London area still, like Finsbury Park, Haringey, Hornsey and Alexandra Palace, before we start proceeding on to New Southgate, Oakley Park, New Barnet, Padley Wood, Potters Bar and stations onward to Welwyn Garden City.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it.
Here we now start to pass the first major station out of King's Cross, which is Finsbury Park, which you can also change here for London Underground. I have been to this station before when I was headed up my way to Sandy and Biggleswade. And you can also get Thameslink here pretty easily since it's their main priority stop out of St Pancras International. And as I said, we'll be passing some smaller stations like Haringey, Hornsey and Alexandra Palace very, very shortly. As you can see, I am sat in as the standard class for this journey, which I do have to say is very, very nice. I do love the interior. Very, very, very bright lights, but that's normal for a lot of the IETs, especially the ones like Great Western Railway, where they do have bright lighting on the inside. As we can see as well on the outside, it's very, very dark, very gloomy weather. It was going to also be due to rain. As I was going to get closer to Grantham station as well, the rain was going to start to pick up. Here is the QR code, also known as it can see there, welcome to your seat, where it allows you to order hot food, drinks to your seat, and each seat has a QR code allocated, so when you scan it, it will detect what seat, it knows what seat you're sat at, and when you place your order.
We're currently picking up speed at the moment on the Azuma, but something I really wanted to quickly talk about, as I just showed you guys from the previous bar, was the cafe bar. Basically, you can order hot drinks, refreshments. It's literally right down the other end as well, so it's like, you know, you've got two ways. You can order via the QR code, which I showed you guys, that's on the back of the seat, or you can walk over there and say what you want to them, and then they'll, you can place your payment by card or whatever. Mainly it is card these days. Most people don't really take cash anymore, so it's not really much of a. But yeah, other than that, it's a fantastic, addition to the Azumas, especially if you're going on long distance journeys like Edinburgh, Leeds, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's highly recommended. The cheapest deal I got once was about £3.50. If you get you can get a hot drink and a cake or something for £3.50, which is really, really good deal. We are just passing Potters Bar right now, which isn't far from Welwyn Garden City. So yeah, I'll keep you all posted and enjoy the rest of the journey.
So something I'd like to quickly point out about these trains, it's the same with mine, leg room, absolutely fantastic, plenty of leg room, so you don't have to worry about that. You've got a little pull down table as well, so you can put your laptop on, do your work, whatever you want to do. You can place your laptop, you can put your phone on the table, whatever you like. There's a little grey pull thing as well. The seats, however, are absolutely uncomfortable. You can see they're pretty rock solid, and this is one of the biggest problems, especially if you're commuting up to long distance like Inverness or Edinburgh or Aberdeen. Why would you want to be sat on one of these rock solid seats for 7 hours straight? We shortly start to pass Hatfield Station, which is not far from Welwyn Garden City. The only operators that do stop at this station is Great Northern Thameslink. However, you can see lots of fast passing services like LNER, Hull trains, all the major stuff in the southern section. And we will shortly pass Welwyn Garden City, which is only around the corner from Hatfield, as they are only a few minutes apart. We now start to pass Welwyn Garden City Station, which is also pretty close to Digswell Viaduct, which you do cross, and you can get a lovely view of the scenery across the bridge. Here we start passing Langley Junction, which is one of the key junctions that is literally south of Stevenage Station in Hertfordshire. Basically, it's also called the Hertford Loop as well, so where the suburban services for Moorgate head off towards, like Bells Park, etc. It's not really a line I've ever been down on, but yeah, it is mainly used for those services. And now we are pretty much going to pass Stevenage Station, which is the first core station out of the East Coast Main Line. Since the timetable change, LNER mainly used this station only to pick up passengers, not allowing passengers to really get off, as Real-Time Train says that it is a station mainly using for pickup points only for stations services up towards Newcastle, etc. For those that also want to know, Stevenage is 27.45 miles out of London as well, which is also the halfway point to Peterborough. So far, I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments. Do you really like the East Coast Main Line so far? In my opinion, it's definitely one of the most amazing routes for the speed and the time it takes to get to most places. Since it's all flat ground, 125 miles an hour, what can possibly go wrong? Absolutely nothing. As you could see, we are now passing Hitchin. Basically, this is the entrance point to where trains, more like the local stoppers like Thameslink, Great Northern, head up to Cambridge. Great Northern also do use that route up to Ely and Kings Lynn. And you'll also see a flyover as well, which trains headed towards Cambridge or Ely or Kings Lynn use that flyover as well.
Hey, so I'm just back from, I went to the cafe bar, the QR code wasn't working, but yeah, this is what it's like. They put a nice little bag in, nice little red bag. £3.50 deal, as I said earlier, it's pretty decent. Got myself Yorkshire tea. Never normally used to drink tea, but for some reason I've gotten back into it, surprisingly. And one of these lovely loaves, and then they give you a couple milky sugars if you do want it and stuff like that. But yeah, all about absolutely amazing for £3.50 of a deal. Just can't complain. It is one of the best. LNER do a really good job with the catering side of things. And even if you're travelling first class, they offer the complimentary service. So if they have like a dish menu that they bring food to you and stuff like that. One of my route visuals does kind of show that a little bit when I did Leeds to London back a couple of months ago for my trip from York. I did a route visual on Leeds to King's Cross, and I paid for the upgrade of, it was about £45 and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to sit and enjoy my tea, enjoy the rest of the journey, guys.
Currently right now we're just enjoying the rest of the amazing scenery, the open fields of the East Coast Main Line. As you do get further north, like Newcastle, etc., you do come across some more fantastic scenery. Again, my LNER route visuals that I did in the past, like Newcastle to Edinburgh, Edinburgh to Newcastle, explain the bits about where Berwick-upon-Tweed is, where you get some of the most fantastic scenery. But this is all within sort of the southern section between King's Cross and Peterborough. So you don't really get that kind of scenery until you do, if you were on a train further up to like Edinburgh, etc., then you would get that amazing scenery. But because I'm only going as far as Grantham, the scenery is not ideally the best, but it is all right in terms of just seeing some fields and some standard trees before you do get up to that section. We now cross over the bridge and pass another Thameslink service, and we are on the approach into Peterborough Station, which is located in the county of Cambridgeshire. So far from here at this point, we've covered 76 miles of the East Coast Main Line, which is north of London. Peterborough serves other lines as well as the ECML. It also serves other lines like Ely via March, Birmingham New Street via Leicester. The station is operated by different operators like Cross Country /XC, East Midlands Railway, and also Greater Anglia. And these operators can usually be found on the far end of the station. They are very noticeable as well when you do come into the station, and also given that you do get a lot of freight up in this area because a lot of it goes down towards Felixstowe and all that. But here we are now approaching Peterborough. As you can see, there is a downfast line in the middle, which trains to Edinburgh, the fast ones only, or trains to Hull will use the downfast line to pass through Peterborough station. Since if they are not going to stop here, then as I said, they will use the downfast line, which is next to me.
We are now at Peterborough. Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Leeds.
As you can now see, we are departing in Peterborough station and noticed a fast Azuma just stormed right through. As I did say, Peterborough does have a downfast, but it's only a single line in the middle. But for fast trains going towards London, they will just pass through platform 3 since there's no 2 fast lines, there's just the 1 in the middle. So fast trains heading to London will head through platform 3. Here we start to pick up more speed after leaving Peterborough and passing all the rail freight sidings with all the different freight trains like the Class 99s you just saw there. Lots of different freight trains around Peterborough, as it is pretty well known for its freight, as I did mention earlier. But here we are now starting to pick up more and more speed as we head towards Grantham, which will be the next stop where I will be getting off.
Of understanding the East Coast Main Line as I know it pretty well, done a lot of content on it. For those that want to know the route map, I'll get like separate, you know, bit. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like and stuff like that, all the routes that LNER serve, as well as outside of the actual 393 miles of this amazing route.
Here you can see the route map. As I said, Southern Terminus, London King's Cross, then you have all the different routes like Lincoln, Hull, which is rarely used by LNER, Middlesbrough, Aberdeen, Inverness and Edinburgh. LNER used to operate a route west of Edinburgh, which was Glasgow Central. LNER stopped that on the 13th of December 2024 because apparently it was inefficient and they claimed that Avanti West Coast via the West Coast Main Line would be faster. Again, what I really like about these Azuma trains is the fact that they have plenty of space for things like wheelchairs, so accessibility is really, really handy. And you also have the disabled toilet as well, which is right outside of coach A before you walk into the actual seating area. But yeah, it is absolutely fantastic what these Azumas have done since 2018 and 2019 during their introduction. These trains have definitely been the new era of modern train travel, allowing faster journey times and journeys not to feel as long as they normally would have felt. Whereas, you know, I used to do a journey on the East Coast Main Line a long time ago to Leeds. Did feel like quite a long time, but with the Azumas, it has made a massive difference in terms of duration on the East Coast Main Line. Here we now approach Grantham, which is the stop I will be getting off at, and also I have practically covered 105 miles of the East Coast Main Line. Grantham is a core station, but basically only served by LNER Hull trains and East Midlands Railway, or EMR to be short. Basically, you can still see Lumo and Grand Central here, but they do not stop at this station. They are passing only, so you will see them, but they do not stop here. They are pass only. You could also use EMR to get between stations like Liverpool Lime Street, Norwich and Nottingham as well, to allow you to connect further into the rail network to get you to other destinations. So Grantham is absolutely helpful. I have had to change at this station before to using the EMR service to get to Nottingham once, which was absolutely helpful and cannot fault this station more than anything. And also I'll be doing my train spotting video as well, which you should all go and check out.
So we made it up to lovely Grantham, as you can see right behind me. It was about roughly an hour and 5-10 minutes. It didn't take very long. But yeah, we're now here. It was a really, really good journey with LNER. Rating and stuff like that in terms of, you know, how it was, benefits, you know, the cafe bar if you're going long distances, if you are, you know, plenty of legroom on, you know, under the seats. The seats themselves, not too comfortable, especially if you're going up to like Edinburgh or a bit further away. But in terms of the overall journey, just for an hour and 10 minutes, for standard class, £48 was pretty decent. So yeah, I'd like to close off the video. Thank you very much for sticking with me, guys, and see you on the next video. Take care and goodbye.